Hello and thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com. We're proud to be one of the most successful technical analysis communities online, teaching you the skills to become a more confident, effective, and informed trader. Join our community of hundreds of analysts worldwide working together to learn the charts, generate profit, and achieve financial independence. For access to daily live chart analysis and market coverage, a thriving chat community, along with dozens of hours of exclusive educational materials. We look forward to seeing you. Let's check out some charts. Checking in on the market rundown, we have tightening daily ranges, and when we have tightening ranges, that tells me to slow down, pump the brakes, wait for breaks of tightening ranges to give us some clarity. So I'm looking for the potential of a lower high to form compared to 289.21. We have our low of the pullback, high of the bounce, higher low, scouting for a lower high, and if we get it, we could stay within this range through the week into next week. We had another scenario, just like yesterday's video. I pointed out the 2-minute equilibrium on QQQ. Look at the SPY 5-minute equilibrium to start the day, where we just had low of the day, high of the day, double bottom, lower high, triple bottom, little bit of a bull break, higher low, follow through. So if entering on a bull break of resistance or a new high of the day, there's enough follow through. Again, depending on your instrument, there's a solid little gain to be had there. We then consolidated and made it all the way back to the high of the day, but it ended with a double top. So we do have a double top of resistance, and I'm watching the hourly time frame because if we lose the hourly uptrend, then our daily lower high is likely set, and then our daily range tightens. Stood out to me was a bit of intersector rotation, where we had the strongest tech names like Amazon and Microsoft with some odd weakness, where we had the weaker tech names like Apple and Facebook with significant strength. So that shows me, in my opinion, there's funds moving around within that sector and going to the weaker names from the stronger names. Looking at IWM, bulls maintained support and saw a big day. They were the weakest. XBI and IWM were the weakest two charts that we looked at yesterday. They had the strongest days today to recover and put us back in this range. Low, high, higher, low. Anything under 156.18 is a lower high. That is the resistance to be watching. Tightening range this week. QQQ. Low high, higher low, scouting a lower high compared to 186.07. Losing the hourly uptrend gives us the indication that our daily lower highs have been set, and I'm expecting tightening ranges through the week. XLF, bit of a different outlook. So XLF, if we can break 27.21, that will be notable. That will be a daily trend change with a higher low, and that would be our higher high. And that would be the first daily trend change since weekly consolidation started. So that would be our new weekly higher low, and the bulls would be looking to head back up towards the recent highs. But it's a bit of a double top at this point. Most important support is 26.75, our daily higher low, and we'll see if the bulls are able to break that resistance of 27.21. If they do, we look to 27.53 as the next resistance level. XBI, here's our strength. Big green day today. Low, high, higher low, anything under 84.84 is a lower high on the daily time frame. Lose the hourly uptrend, and we look for the daily lower high to be set. Hardly consolidated on the hourly today, so next time we pull back on XBI, we will just be looking for an hourly higher low. XLV. So XLV already changed the daily trend. The bull break of 89.39 is notable, but I'm looking at the broader equilibrium, so that's a good sign for the bulls, but I'm still waiting for a break and looking at it on the 2-day time frame just so it's more condensed and more clear. Again, just what we're looking at on the daily time frame on the last 5 days. This is it spread out over pretty much a month. High, low, lower high, higher low. Anything under 90.85 is a lower high. And again, just the same shape as what we have on SPY's daily time frame, just on a different time frame for XLV. If XLV, how any of these names break is going to give us clues. If XLF gets a clear bull break tomorrow, it increases the odds that these names are going to break their daily equilibriums bullish. If XBI fades and breaks down to a lower low, it increases the odds that the sectors, individual sectors or individual markets are going to see bear breaks. So I'm watching very close what XLV is doing here as the number 2 holding in SPY. And if XLV gives us a break, it'll probably be early June. A break of this pattern. If we form that lower high, we could stay within this pattern for another week or two. And we'll be watching very close because how this pattern breaks is going to be key for the market as a whole, in my opinion. VIX is confirming the bear flag on the daily, though. No follow through at this point. Bulls are going to try and save it tomorrow, but if we do get lower lows compared to today, It's a clear bear flag getting follow through. At this point, the weekly chart is fading back to where we were a while ago. Before all this trade war drama, you can see we're back to where we were at the end of March. And we have a new daily lower high at 1760. Oil is starting to consolidate a bit. Short-term support is 62.43. We double topped at key excuse me. Double topped at key resistance 63.79, and 62.43 is the key support. If we hold that level into tomorrow, into the inventory report, we have an equilibrium and tightening range to be watching. If the 4-hour pattern breaks bearish, we have to pull back for a daily higher low, and if it breaks bullish, then we're looking at weekly follow-through heading back towards our key resistance. So 4-hour tightening range on oil. Bulls need to show up tonight before the inventory report tomorrow, as we're much closer to a support break than we are to a resistance break. Natural gas with a big pullback today as well. Anything over 257.3 is a daily higher low, keeping the bulls in control. But keep in mind, when we lose that daily uptrend, our weekly lower high is set. We are rejecting from the weekly exponential 12-period resistance right now, and anything under 289.4 is just a weekly lower high. We're not looking to change the weekly trend this time around. We are just patiently waiting for that weekly lower high to be set, and losing the daily uptrend would give it to us. So key 2573 support, and bears are watching for the potential of an entry on a 4-hour lower high, which is currently a 4-hour bear flag setup. So tomorrow's going to be very telling. Can the bulls follow through and break the double top at the high of today and have our sights set on the recent high? Or are we going to stay in these tightening daily ranges? And again, when the daily ranges tighten, I pump the brakes, I trade less. Even as a day trader, I'm trading less because I know there's more volatility and more volume and more opportunity when we see breaks of tightening ranges as opposed to when we tighten up within those ranges. And that little bit of knowledge alone, knowing when to go aggressive and play hard and when to pump the brakes and slow down your trading, is very valuable as a trader long term. When you're looking at this over a decade, that helps a lot. We'll check back in tomorrow. Hope you had a great day. See you soon. Hey everyone, time for a garden update. We've got the basil doing their thing in these boxes. Tomatoes, I left a couple of them 2 per, and I left some 1 per as I'm experimenting with tomatoes in big pots this year. And pretty much in North Carolina, you're gonna get blight, which is a fungus that just destroys tomatoes, and it's already starting. It's pretty much just trying to delay it as much as you can to get some tomatoes before it gets the whole plant. Cucumbers working their way up. These are little sour gherkin guys. These are the cutest cucumbers you've ever seen. Gotta get the baby cucumber. That's a cucumber. And then we got the bigger ones going on over here. They're flowering, getting ready to do their thing, much bigger. Try and find some praying mantis which are roaming around. Summer squash filling up that pot. He's starting to flower. You can see those are going to be some zucchinis in there. The potatoes are exploding and they're starting to flower. And here's an example of a potato flower. That's a random potato from the compost pile that's doing its thing. These are all flowers. So these will eventually flower in a month or so. That's all the wildflower seed that I spread out. What else we got? Pepper. Winter squash. It's gonna run wild. Eggplant. Chard. String beans. Strawberries have been going for a few weeks. Lots of fresh strawberries. And the snap peas are starting to climb up the deck and do their thing with the nasturtium. Nasturtium's a good one to have around. Grows fast. Everything's edible out of it. There's another pepper. Some more squash. Lettuce is just about done. And then some kale and some collard greens. So this is my temporary garden spot before I get to my real spot in a month or so.